Hello, my name is Chris Young, and I'm a Next Gen intern with Montgomery Community Media, and today here with me is...
Jared Glau, producer of Urinetown the Musical with Rockville Theatre.
And I'm Christina Friedgen. I'm the director and choreographer of Urinetown at Rockville Theatre.
Thank you for coming here today. And so I know you two are part of the production team for Rockville Theatre for the current production. Could you tell me a bit about what the current production is?
Sure. Urinetown is a musical satire that is set in a dystopian world in which there's such ecological devastation that there's no longer private toilets. Everyone must pay an exorbitant fee to use the bathroom and take care of their private business.
Oh.
But it's such a happy musical.
That's really great. Is there something you could tell us about like the production of the show, like specific about what you guys are doing with it?
Sure. So the way that we have kind of envisioned the show is to bring it a little bit more into our current state of affairs and our city of Rockville, and our proximity to DC. So a lot of the relationships, like you have your oppressed masses, you have the cops, you have a corporation that essentially runs the government. And so where historically productions have maybe costumed the police sort of in the traditional blue uniform, we're dressing ours like ICE agents. But putting funny spins on it with they all carry water guns instead of, since there's a water shortage, that's where they're valuing to put their ammunition. So
that's really interesting. Also a really cool spin, because I've seen previous productions and most of them, like you said, they follow the traditional like blue uniform. So it was interesting to see like a different version of that. Could you tell us about maybe like how the decision came to be to choose Urinetown over some of the other shows?
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into that question, Chris. I appreciate you asking. So Christina and I have a great relationship. We've worked together now a few times, and I remember that actually it dates back to just the first time that her and I worked together. We actually would carpool to and from every rehearsal for the show that we were working on together. And Rockville was looking for proposals for shows to put on, and I really enjoyed kind of working with Christina and kind of seeing the vision that she puts up. So there was a list that was created. You kind of had like a bunch of different options, and I think that Rockville really was looking for a specific type of show, one that I think would appeal to all different people, regardless of their backgrounds and their upbringings, and I think that Urinetown really spoke to that message. And so I think once Christina got a good idea, and I don't want to speak for you, but once you kind of got a good idea of the message of what Rockville was looking for, Urinetown was the choice to go for that one.
Yeah, one of the things that they were specifically looking for was including a statement on casting diversity, and this show I specifically proposed a color-conscious casting. So Bobby Strong is both black and trans, Cladwell is white, and Penny is black, and you'll know why that makes a difference if you come see the show.
No spoilers.
No
spoilers.
spoilers.
Yes. That's really interesting. Thank you. And as far as Rockville Musical Theatre itself, could you tell us a bit about that, like the history, the organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So as somebody who grew up in Montgomery County and somebody who also has just a genuine passion for theater, RMT, for me, as the producer of the show, has always felt like a home for me. And I've been lucky enough to be a performer in multiple of their productions. We actually just celebrated our 50th anniversary with a cabaret last year.
Oh, wow.
And we were able to bring back folks that were part of, after a certain amount of time, you may do some of the same productions multiple times. And we had all of the folks who were in productions that maybe occurred 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, all the way back to somebody who actually was part of the original founding of RMT 50 years ago at that event. So after being in operation for about 50 years and doing plenty of different musicals, they've grown just massively as an organization, and it's been really exciting to watch them grow, work in different venues, be truly a part of the community. They're even having a day where I believe on the second Friday of our run, they're going to be allowing all residents of Rockville to be seeing the show for free. And I think that that really speaks to the community aspect of community theater, because at the end of the day, arts is incredibly important to people everywhere, all across the world, and I think to kind of show your community, hey, we want you to come be part of what we're building here by kind of giving you some financial relief is something beautiful, and RMT continues to grow and show their values however they can.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, and I think that like having that community aspect of like Rockville Musical Theater in just like community theater as a whole, I think is really important.
Absolutely.
And that leads me to my next question, is kind of about how, like, I know the way you just explained, like the way Rockville Musical Theater operates is very like community focused, very community based. How would you say like Rockville Musical Theater kind of like other ways, I guess, like they work with the community or kind of like stand out against like other like community theaters, I suppose, if that's a way to word it.
One of the things I think is really interesting, and they've just shifted to this model, but a lot of the community theaters around the area, when you start to do a show, you actually have to pay a membership fee. And in order to be more inclusive, what RMT has done is they've waived the membership fee for anyone that's worked at least 10 hours on a production. So people can come for a weekend or two, paint a set, and they're now a member, which gives them access to reduced price tickets and also voting rights for any of the issues that the board would have to be voting on
Like
for the public.
and such as that.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that program.
Yeah, it's brand new.
It is. It's a brand new change, and they also hold fundraisers across the county as well to raise money for themselves, and then they do always try to give money back into their community. Then the show You're in Town is being put on at the F. Scott Fitzgerald Theater, and that is part of Montgomery County's Civic Center, pretty much. So we work very closely with Montgomery County as a whole to always try to have a nice partnership in ensuring that the arts is a big part of everything Montgomery County does, and that RMT is always a big player in that.
And another unique thing I think about Rockville is for this production, our head of marketing has been working on organizing a cast community service event that would be like a river cleanup. So also kind of giving back to the community through community service, bonding our community theater together even more. So they're really putting the community in community theater.
And even tying it back to the arts, because there's a song in the show called I See a River. So
Yes. I'm really excited to see the show because I've seen it before, and it's very interesting to finally see it like on stage and like in person. So could you tell us like how did you like specifically like each of you got involved with Rockville Musical Theater? I know you said that you've been in their previous productions and like you've worked on their shows. Is there anything like specific you wanted to share, like maybe like a special moment or like how you got started, that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. So I think this speaks to the community aspect of community theater. So there's a member of our cast, her name is Lee Rosenthal, and I went to high school with her son, and I had been doing theater for many years. I had never done community theater before. This was after COVID, and I wasn't sure that theater was going to be part of my life. I have a full-time job and have a lot of other things that really truly bring me joy. And she said, come audition for this show. She was trying to get just more talent to come out for the show, and I said, sure, I'll give it a shot. And she loves to call herself my theater mom now, because I've now done multiple shows with her. That was for RMT's production of Once Upon a Mattress, and I've done Into the Woods with them. I've done a show called Be More Chill with them, and it's given me a ton of opportunities. And then part of me being brought in was bringing other people into the fold as well. So. I don't know, was that your first introduction to RMT?
Yeah, this is my first RMT show, which is hilarious because I used to live like not that far from the theater. Now I live in Virginia and I'm commuting out to do a Rockville show. But it's been fun because we're rehearsing at ATMTC, and many decades ago I used to take classes there. So it's been a very full circle experience.
That's awesome.
That's really cool, yeah. My experience with RMT was I went to go see Be More Chill because a friend was telling me about it. They were like, oh yeah, this like local production is doing Be More Chill, we should go see it. And so we went, and it was really fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes. And so kind of like leading into the community aspect, as far as like community theater as a whole, how would you say like community theater kind of differs from like traditional like New York West End theater?
So I think you can have excellent and more challenging theater at any level, whether it's educational, professional, or community theater. I think the difference is that at a community level, everybody involved is, unless they're retired, is doing something else with their day. They're coming to put on a show because they're really passionate about it. It's something that they love, and they found a way to incorporate their practice of the arts into their life. The other thing I love about community theater, and this production has it a little bit too, is how intergenerational it can be. Our youngest cast member is 19, and our oldest cast member is in their 70s. So we're really getting a wide swath of perspectives and experiences in the world, and that's lovely. And I also think the other major thing that differs is budget too, right? Which what they can do on Broadway, we can't necessarily do in the Fitzgerald, but we could do a lot of pretty good things. They have a whole new lighting system.
Yep.
So I think while production value may differ, you're still going to get a really high quality product. At least in this case.
Yeah.
We can speak for that.
I think in particular, you've had the pleasure of working at a multitude of levels as a teacher of molding younger minds and working in community, semi-professional, professional. You've gotten to do it all.
Yeah.
So I kind of love that perspective, honestly, because you kind of get to show, hey, like we might be scrappy, we might be really pulling ourselves up by our sleeves, but at the end of the day, it's about passion. It's about how much do you love the game, and these people, they love it.
It's like the performances that we are getting in this, I'm so proud of it. Every actor, whether they're playing the smallest part or the lead roles, like they are so specific, they're so dedicated, they've really dove into the process. I have a little bit of a more unique process that I've used to approach this one, and they showed a lot of faith in that. And our design team is also really excellent. So everybody is bringing their knowledge, their experience, whether that's having studied theater or they've just done it because they love it or they've come to it at an older age. And we're there because we really enjoy it and we enjoy being together.
Yeah, and she's a pretty dang good director. So
Thank you, Jared.
It's been nice to watch.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can hear the passion and the love for theater, and it's so fun to see. Like the community theater and community theater groups. It really is very inspiring to see all the passion and all the love for the craft in it. And so, I mean, you pretty much covered everything I was going to ask as far as community theater. So I wanted to ask more of a personal question. For both of you, what is one specific thing about either theater or community theater that you personally really treasure and really want to I guess focus on in your craft?
So mine is kind of two-pronged. The general answer is the people. I mean, we kind of have, gushed over the people that have been part of this production, not just the talent, though. It's the acceptance, really. I think that there are, sometimes it's unfortunate, maybe that you just don't see arts as prominently featured as maybe they once were. And I think that one thing about theater that I have always found incredibly special, and that always makes it seem like a home to me, no matter where I am doing it, whether it's in Virginia or Rockville or I went to school in New England, it doesn't matter where, theater people are accepting of each other, and there is nothing better than that. They enjoy being together. They always want to go out and go to a restaurant after you've been at a rehearsal or a show for 5 hours. They just want to keep being together, and that aspect of togetherness is just unmatched in anything else in the world. I have a lot of passions. I work in a corporate office. I love sports. There's just nothing though like theater that just truly shows that camaraderie amongst people, you can truly accomplish anything, no matter how Herculean that effort might be.
Yeah, I think for me it's a little bit two-pronged. One, it's a place and a space for community to gather, and the other piece of it is when that community is there, it's an opportunity to practice, to rehearse, whether it's for your life, rehearse, as what Auguste Boal said, for the revolution. The skills that you learn or you apply in theater you can extrapolate to any practice of life. And whether you're just practicing empathy as an audience member or how to memorize lines. Like we use these all the time. How to succinctly tell a story, which I'm not doing right now. So that's what I really love. It's an opportunity for us to come together, share our knowledge, and practice to be better people.
It's really heartwarming, and I wanted to thank you both for coming today. It's been such a pleasure talking to both of you and about just community theater and just theater as a whole, which is something that I personally also love.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, maybe we can get you involved, Chris.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yes, please
But
come.
yes, thank you so much for coming today.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your
Yes.
time, Chris. Appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.